So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm going to back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. You didn't expect that today, did you? But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens. I realize it's anecdotal, and it doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening. But every damn day I look on social media and there's some black person beating the shit out of some white person. I'm kind of over it. I'm over it. Right? So I quit.
All right, Shalom. This is the brother Nahalia for the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the name of the one they ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the one they ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashem is in the name. Rakah is spirit. Kodash is holy. Akyam is brothers. Akwath is sisters. Shalom means peace. And Yashar Allah is Israel in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. Now, I want to go into a lesson through the spirit on this clip from Scott Adams, who is the author of Dilbert. I believe Dilbert was a cartoon and it may be a book as well. But I want to go into this through the spirit because, again, everything is being revealed, all right? And these Edomites, they sense that their time is near. And that's why he put out that decree, so to speak, of telling his own people to stay away from so-called black people. Now, for those who don't know, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are the Israelites, all right? The captivity of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is written in the scriptures. And it was prophesied that we would go into captivity. All right, it was also prophesied that Esau, which is the biblical identity of the so-called white man, he would be in control of the earth before Yahweh Shai, the one they ignorantly called Jesus, return. So what we see in the world right now is the parting asunder of times, all right, between Jacob and Esau. This is the last few seconds of Esau's kingdom, all right, in the beginning of the translation to Jacob. Now, what you see from this Edomite, all right, is very spiritual. All right, he said a lot of things that were very spiritual. All right, I want to get one point real quick. This is Isaiah. Now, I'm going to go to chapter 13, all right, because this is the attitude. All right, when he says to stay away from black people, when he tells you to don't go into don't stay in heavily Israelite neighborhoods, Negro, Latino, and Native American neighborhoods, when he went into the poll that 50% of Jake don't like so-called white people. All of those things are spiritual. When you look at it, why shouldn't Jake not like so-called white people, given the history? But they'll try to turn that around as if that's something, if there's something wrong with that. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have never received justice for what's been done to them. And what you see now is the Lord starting to stir the spirit in Babylon the Great. All right, even 2/3 are starting to have that spirit of not wanting to be around these Edomites, man. All right, real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 13. I'm going to jump down to verse 14. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. And that's going to be the sentiment that people have towards the so-called white man. All right, he's going to be like a chased roe. A chased roe is like a deer being hunted. And that's why he's saying stay away from black people, because in their spirit, they know that eventually they have to pay for what they've done. And they thought that they could just give Jake symbolic victories. Like, yeah, we're in the ghetto helping black people. And that was somehow going to make Jake forget about what's been done to them and how Jake gets treated in Babylon the Great. When you think about the parable between the rich man and Lazarus, Lazarus wanted the crumbs from the rich man's table. These Edomites will give you the crumbs from their table and expect you to be grateful, knowing that they took the table from you. And they talk with these soft words and with these soft demeanors as if they mean well, and they don't, man. But now our people are starting to less and less be deceived by those smooth words and those soft tones that these Edomites be using, because for a moment the Lord didn't stir that spirit up in Jake to have that open dislike for these Edomites. Because Jake know that Esau's their enemy. That's why they play this front. Some of our people have a lot of our people have Stockholm syndrome. But in the back of their mind, they know if they didn't have to go to the so-called white man for the one of all things, they wouldn't want to be around him, man. And when you look at this Edomite, it's beautiful because they know that their kingdom is falling. And it's only a matter of time before you can only hide in these neighborhoods for so long. You talk about being in these nice, lush neighborhoods. When Jacob's trouble starts to happen, when this economy starts to collapse, you're going to start to see the divide, all right? Matter of fact, let's go to this. This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. All right, when you think about what they did to the Native Americans, we know this full and well. Now you fast forward to 2023, and they feel like they've done no wrong. Talking about he's giving up on helping so-called black people. Giving Jake crumbs ain't really helping our people, man. And the only thing that's really going to help our people is justice. Actual justice. Not these fake, symbolic forms of apology and progress. When you listen closely to the very beginning of the clip, he said, if you're not going to be in education, it makes no sense to help so-called black people. Even education is thrown. Because they teach you that your history started in captivity, man. That you started off as slaves. They don't even tell you who you are. They don't suffer to put you in graves. And all this wrong Esau's done, he still feels like it's wrong for anybody to enact any justice against him, man. Because the Lord said what? Let's get that. Because these Edomites, they think that they got away. And now they're trying to enjoy the spoils of their wars and their robbery. But really, the Lord's going to show up and show out, man. And he's going to use his people to do it. You know, he said a statement about seeing Edomites get beat up online on the internet. But these Edomites never take into account those Jakes that got off work in a sundown town and got roped off and just got hung and put on a postcard, man. Or those Jakes that got accused of something that they didn't do and had their members cut off. the elder was bringing out over the weekend when we were in West Palm, how Claude Neal was accused of rape, and they cut this man private parts off and made him eat it. Mind you, accused, not convicted, but accused. But because justice ain't executed speedily, judgment ain't executed speedily, these people thought that they got away, man. And now they in 2023 complaining like they not the children of oppressors, man. I want to get this, Lord willing. You devils gonna pay, man. The audacity of you Edomites, man. The Lord gonna unleash, man, Lord willing, man. Lord willing, they sit there in these rooms and they sit there in these suburbs and they talk shit like they in the right. Real quick, man. Adawan Ratazar, man. Soon, man. Soon. This is Ezekiel. I believe it's in Ezekiel. Yep. The Wadi Habashim al-Shai. Ezekiel 25:14. And I will lay vengeance upon Edom. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel. And what if that Edomite got a problem with what he see on the internet right now? He ain't seen nothing yet. Because the Lord is coming to judge. The one they ignorantly called Jesus is coming to take vengeance on Esau, man. The so-called white man, for what they've stolen. He's going to enter into the house of the thief, man. And the thief is Esau Edom. And now in 2023, these Edomites are so proud that they have the audacity to feign themselves as victims when they are the children of oppressors. Even now in this system, man. It's not like they did it and stopped. And now this Edomite catching all kind of backlash. I think they his distributor, the people who print out his book have cut ties with him. But he's just speaking honestly as an Edomite. That's how these Edomites really feel. They don't feel like they've done anything wrong. And that's why the Lord's gonna execute a mean judgment on Esau Edom, man, for what they've done. And the audacity, man. The pride of their heart, as the scriptures say, have deceived them, man. To believe that they are holier than thou with everything that they've done on the earth, man. Soon, man, Lord willing. Real quick, this is Second Esdras. Because as we get closer to the end, as these Edomites start to lose their comfort and their luxury, you're going to start to see them for who they actually are, not who they pretended to be. This Edomite, for years, he's been carrying himself around the earth, and the Lord put the spirit on him finally to speak how he feel, man. And that's how most of these Edomites feel. That's how all of these Edomites feel. They just don't have the guts, if you will, to say it. That's why scriptures say never trust thine enemy. And you're going to find out a lot of Edomites feel like this, and they're going to start to be more open about it as that luxury starts to be taken from them. This is Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And really what you see is it's envy, to a degree. It's an envy that these Edomites have, that they understand that they're losing their kingdom. That the grip they had on so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is going away. That's why he mentioned seeing Edomites get beat up on camera. Because he remembers a time where Jake wouldn't even look you in the eye. And that shows you that the kingdom is being translated from one people to the other. And the Lord is going to execute judgment upon the so-called white man for what he's done as a nation of people. Keep that in mind. All right. It's not just going to be the elites. The Lord's going to judge the entire nation of Edom. All right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. Salakia. Salakia, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18. Because what you have to understand is when the Lord judges, he judges an entire nation of people as well. Men are judged individually, but nations are judged. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 11. The master and the servant were punished after one manner, and like as the king, so suffered the common person. So in Egypt, when the Lord judged the Egyptians, he didn't just judge Pharaoh. He judged all of the Egyptians. Same thing is going to happen to these Edomites, from Joe Sixpack all the way up to the Congress and the presidents and the elites. Their entire nation is going to be judged for what they've done on the earth, man. And this shows you the pride of these Edomites. They don't never stop for 1 second to think that maybe they're being paid back for what they've done in the earth, man. Because they've been in power for so long that they thought that they were always going to be delivered. That's why scriptures talk about the pride of their heart, man. They think the Lord was with them. That the Lord was such as one as them. And they're going to find out the hard way that the Lord is not, man. But that's how these devils really feel. All right. And that's why scriptures tell you never to trust your enemy, man. Because this is the kind of conversation that they have when you're not around, Jake. Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. It says, though he humble himself, right? Because that's what these Edomites do. They had that appearance of humility. Soft words. You know, they crouch themselves. But in their heart is war, man. All right. Ecclesiastes 12:11. Salakia 12:10 again. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. See, our people haven't seen hungry Edomites in a while, man. Them starving Edomites that hopped off that boat and tortured the northern kingdom to get riches. They haven't seen that side of these Edomites because these Edomites have been in luxury and in comfort for so long. So the average Edomite don't have that spirit. But when these resources start being taken away from them, you're going to find out this man was always your enemy. And this is just one example of how they really feel slipping through the cracks. Because when you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans not around, and Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans come up in a conversation, this is their real attitude when you not around. Edomite talking about he overseeing Edomites get beat up on camera. They wasn't overhanging Jake, man. But now we coming into that time where they got to pay for it, and now they want to play innocent and play victim. As the scripture said, when you cease from dealing treacherously, they're going to deal treacherously with you, man. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I just wanted to speak my 2 cents on that through the Spirit. With that, I want to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, and a shalom to you elders. All right, you brothers, you Aqua. All right, shalom.